So with these kind of publicly backed companies, there is obviously you want to have growth and you want to have
Yes.
stimulation, but you also want to have these other objectives. So as a consultant, how do you balance the outcomes and objectives to make sure that you are, yes, helping the business grow, but then also achieving the goals of the public sector?
So this is where the whole concept of the digital strategy comes in for especially these sectors. I think this is one difference I saw when I was in the US versus when I moved back to India or like the Middle East. Is in the US, most, especially the sectors that I've worked in, like, retail and technology, these are like, uh, they are already digitally mature, and when they focus on a digital initiative, it's very business focused. There's a very specific outcome. But when it comes to these, like India or in the Middle East, especially in these, asset-intensive companies, that's where the whole digital concept of digital strategy comes up, because then you want to identify a vision and what you want to do as a company, right? Now, some of them could be very operational, and then you define what are the pillars that drive your vision, right? Your digital vision. Now, that's how we compartmentalize, right, based on leadership vision, because some of them are very operations focused, right, which obviously bring in, help them do things better, right? And I mean, it's not like they completely ignore the market aspects, but as it's not the only driver for them, as it would be in a North American company, right?
Do you
So,
find that these conflict ever when you're managing the priorities across the profits as well as the, economic growth and stimulation?
so as I said, some of them, but so everything that you do, as it we the vision when we create the vision, we identify like what are the key pillars and themes that you want to focus on. And some of these themes could be very focused on operational efficiency and helping them improve their daily work. But some could be very innovative, right? That the whole objective of it is to be innovative and drive innovation, right? So the key challenge is about funding, right? How do you get funding and how much funding do you get? So typically, what's the business case for some of these initiatives, right? But as I said, so it depends on the country. That's just it, right? If the objective is that they're willing to invest in new tech, for example, metaverse, right? You want to build something in metaverse, you could, but most smaller companies would not be able to invest that money. Right? There's no business case for it, right? But if you're a large company, and one of the objectives for you is to incubate some of these future technologies into the country, then you might be willing to invest in it, right? So it depends on that, and that's where we have these key focus areas, and then you have like a roadmap sort of thing which drives how do you approach each one of these themes, right? So that's typically how we do it. So it's a balance, and typically, as I said, in most companies, as there are exceptions like in Saudi Arabia and UAE also to an extent where they're willing to invest in these, but for other countries in the region, it is more operations focused. And everybody likes to have an innovation bucket, but again, how much investment goes into it, it really depends, right?
It's
And
kind of balancing,
it's
yeah,
kind of
how many
balancing, yeah.
dollars do you want to put into
And when
R&D and innovation, but then also into getting things done and
if the
operational
oil price is
efficiency?
good, then a lot of investment goes in. But if the starting of oil prices, then a lot of things will dry up very soon. But I think the last few years
That's
have been
it.
really good.
Is there a lot of like reactivity? Is it kind of short lived? Of oil price has been down the last 3 months, budgets are cut, everything's slashed, or is it more from a year to year
Not that
perspective?
short term, but it's a more secular trend. For example, like 2014, 2015, when oil hit like $40 a barrel. Now, at that time, like, everything was constrained, right? Even capital investments, like even their own capital investments, were severely constrained, and technology obviously takes a big chop off, right? But I think the last few years have been quite good. Oil prices going, consistently staying around 80 to 100. I think there is enough cash flowing in to make all these, futuristic investments.
If you enjoyed that clip, there is much more of that conversation. Make sure to check out the full interview where we get into so much more. And if it was helpful, click the like and subscribe button. If not, no worries. Hopefully, I'll convince you next time. I hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy wherever you are.